Hey everybody, Joe here, back again. I'm doing a little something special today for you guys, and that's a little bit of a hardware review of sorts. Got something planned here today which I thought would be a neat idea. A while ago I got my hands on a RetroBit 6-button Genesis controller repro, and I thought it'd be a neat idea seeing how like other companies make them, like Tommy. Why not try to do a little shootout, see if these are exactly the same, or are they a little different, or how they possibly compare to the real deal, real 6-button Genesis controller from back in the day. Also, while we're at it, I came across what I'm guessing it could best be described as a Chinese bootleg 6-button Genesis controller. So I'm going to have myself a little 6-button shootout, if you will. And in order to do that, I'm sitting here on this side of the room, and I'm going to be playing a little Super Street Fighter 2 for the Genesis. Let's see how this works out. So I'm playing Super Street Fighter 2 as Ken, using the RetroBit 6-button here. And I'm actually kind of surprised. It actually plays fairly well. You know, I like how they just walk right into fireballs. That's what happens when you're playing on easy. The D-pad's a little smaller, I think, on this one than it is on the regular Sega. I mean, the whole footprint's smaller as a whole, but D-pad's a little smaller, so it's a little harder to make certain precise movements. But other than that, it's actually not too bad. All 6 of the action buttons work, so really can't complain about that. Knock out this bonus stage, and I want to try another controller. Oh, my car. Well, that's Final Fight, but you know. Same principle. RetroBit plays pretty well. I'm quite impressed. Okay, now I'm trying out the Tommy controller. Feels about the same. I think the finish is maybe a little bit different on the outside of this. Okay, hard to tell, but I think the D-pad is not quite as responsive on this one. It's like kind of like, I don't know, maybe a little touchy, where I'm trying to roll my thumb in that quarter circle, or sometimes or I'm trying to like walk forward. I'm trying to walk forward, and it's making me jump. It just doesn't seem to respond as well as the RetroBit one did, although they appear identical when you look at them. The attack buttons feel about the same, but the D-pad is just not, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't like the quarter circles, I think. That's the only way I can really explain it. I forgot trying to do a Dragon Punch. That's just not flying here either. So the Tommy one just, it didn't fare quite as well. Standing in front of the TV this time because the cord on the bootleg one is only like 2.5 feet long, and the one thing I noticed right off the bat, just restarted and plugged the controller in. I'm hammering that start button. It ain't doing a damn thing. Shit don't work. Okay, now for the real deal, the original Sega 6. The size difference is quite noticeable. Again, this is a controller that's not brand new like the others. This is one that's been around a little while. So I'm expecting it to not function 100% perfect, but it's definitely handling itself way better than the Tommy model did. The overall feel of the shape of the thing is much better in my hands than either of the reproductions. Having a little trouble with the quarter circles, but I might just be out of practice. But I was throwing them pretty easily with the RetroBit controller. I think I've played enough to generate a little bit of a verdict here. The original Sega 6-button works as good as it could for a controller that's showing its age a little bit. Probably need to open her up and give it a good cleaning. The fact that it's a little bigger than the others makes it a bit more comfortable. I'd say next in line would be the RetroBit version, just because the D-pad seems a little bit more responsive, plays a little bit better. I mean, they might, on the surface look identical, the RetroBit and the Tommy controllers, but other than that, I mean, I think the RetroBit just handled a little bit better. The Tommy version kind of disappointed me. I mean, I actually been using a Tommy NES controller as my primary NES controller for a little while now, and their version of the Sega 6, it's maybe it just needs broken in or something. I don't know, but just the way the D-pad was playing was just not quite responsive as the RetroBit version. And the Chinese bootleg, this one with the Sega logo here with the 2.5-foot cord, did not work at all. So there you have it. So here's my little 6-button shootout. The verdict is, I mean, if you really need one of these, you might want to go with the RetroBit, but maybe you can, if you're lucky, maybe you can find a fully functional original 6 from Sega. Like I said, maybe this one just needs a little bit of cleaning on this D-pad to make it perfect, but other than that, can't really say too much more. I hope this has been interesting to you. I'll be back later in the week with another top 5, probably not till Friday night or Saturday. So until then, take care.